Good job, Joey. And we're here with a man
Thank
who
you, thank you,
was
thank you.
Mike. He's pretty delayed for you, right?
A little
Or
bit.
is it just yeah? We're here with a man who was on one of our first podcasts in New York, and now we're having him on the as a guest on the South Florida Let's Go podcast. And in New York, he has a big following. I don't know if he has a following like this in South Florida, but I think he's the first guest who did both the New York edition and the South Florida edition. So, welcome to the podcast, Menachem Diamenstein, Michael D, as we like to call him.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, David. Great
The
job putting
king.
this together. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Joey, for running it. We got to give a big shout out to Ira for helping out, facilitate all this. So without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And we definitely appreciate, South Florida owes you a big thank you to you guys.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet, Menachem. So the big question is, do they call you King Diamenstein in Florida yet?
No comment.
Not yet. So when
They
did you
do.
move to Florida?
They
They
do.
do. They call him King Diamenstein. Is he the pitcher for Mr. Sus?
He is the pitcher for Mr. Suss, and he's been the center of a lot of controversy on does he take a step before the mound when he pitches?
I think they call it a crow hop or something.
I don't know. They call it the Diamenstein hop, and it's been the center of a lot of controversy. And even in the chat, I could say there's been a lot of no cheating, watch your pitcher step, we're going to be on the call. It's going. It's one thing I could say. As much as I'm heartbroken that my team lost, I do love this bitter rivalry between Eric Zimmerman and Menachem Diamenstein and Ira Suss.
Are you able to call it a rivalry if they lost by 20 runs in the championship?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I do think they're a lot better this year. I do. I genuinely think that.
We played them
I genuinely think that.
1-1 tie. It was a
Yeah, go
fantastic
ahead.
game.
They also seem to have a lot of personnel issues, I've noticed.
they, they definitely have a lot of personnel issues. Happens to be, listen, golly, we were just speaking about this prior to the podcast. Running team's not easy.
Running a team
It's
is
just
not
not
easy.
easy. So listen, they have a lot of personnel issues, but I'll be honest. I think this year they have Phil Barrett, who's a savvy veteran, throws a nasty knuckleball. And he's known in the league.
A
I think
knuckleball.
personally, I
Wow.
know Menachem doesn't want to hear this. Yeah, I know Menachem doesn't want to hear this. I think Florida Jewish Home's going to win.
Okay. We would love to see, we would love to see it. That would be very exciting for the league.
We would love to see Menachem also,
Well, I mean,
but
it
we
would be
can't
more
see him either.
Yeah, we can't see him either. So, Joey, do you have a prediction for tonight?
I think, weather permitting, I think Florida Jewish Home will win 3-2 in 8 innings.
So, what's going on with the weather for tonight? 3-2 in 8 innings.
So it's
Okay,
a bit,
wow,
it's a
that's
bit,
a.
it's a bit, it's a bit,
I,
it's a
I'm
bit.
impressed. I'm very impressed with that prediction. Very specific. I like it.
I happen to think that there was some chatter on the chat yesterday from one of Menachem Diamondstein's guys talking about how, bro, do you not remember last year 22-1? Do I need to remind your memory? And I'm like, listen, I'm all for it, but like, listen, these guys are in the championship. They're no slouches, and to be honest, they're a very talented team. Do they have personnel issues? Yes. Happens to be though that last year they didn't have their full team. That was a whole different story. I do think that they will hit Menachem. Um, I think that Menachem and Ira obviously are the favorites, but I don't think that the rest of Menachem and Ira's team is giving Zimmerman's team enough credit. And I think that's fueling the fire for Zimmerman. He wants to give a giant FU to everybody. And
So
I personally think that they're going to play the game of their lives.
So who are the guys on Menachem's team not giving the credit? Because I know certainly Michael and Ira, we're not doing any trash talking, just knowing them a little bit.
So Mr. Barnadell, if I'm pronouncing his last name right, who, to be honest, Never heard the guy speak in my life, but until last night, I've seen a different side of him. I'm not sure what the heck was going on, but he was very adamant about everything he was saying. And we listen. One thing I'll say is Jared Schulman is all for trash talking. Jared Schulman is barking back at him, But once again, I happen to think that Menachem will say it. These guys, they know how to play softball. They're a very talented team.
Yeah, they're really good. Sorry about that before Ira called me. I told him to hop on. He's not going to hop on, but it's
He's
what it
very
is.
shy. He's too busy speaking to the Prince of Arabia or whatever, you know.
We need you know it's great. You know it's great those protein powder things that you guys do. It's not normal. It's really
It's not
fantastic.
Should
Menachem.
I
I'm
do
still
one?
I'm still getting out all the protein powder.
Should I do one on this pod? I didn't. I could get it. It's over there. Menachem, if I send you a bottle, are you gonna raw dog it?
No, I'm not capable of doing it. I don't know how you guys did it.
Come on, you're such a
I
talented
don't know how I
guy.
did it either.
I didn't try doing it like Joey did. I do it with water. I didn't try doing it like Jared and Joey. Jared and Joey are very impressive. They did real raw dogging with no water. Um,
Yeah, it was one of the worst
anyway,
experiences of my life. I'll be honest.
so Menachem, what do you have to say about the qualified protein? It's called qualified protein. Oh, we lost Menachem again. Um,
Now he'll come back
oh,
on.
there he is.
Yeah,
Wait.
sorry
So what
about
do you
that.
have
Yeah.
to what do you have to say about what Joey's saying about the competition and the other team and your team trash talking and so on and so forth?
So my team, really, really nice guys. Really kind of Simcha. These guys are nice. Gabe Hoffman. You know, I think when it comes down to it, they want to win. Jared's team, I believe, is a little bit more vocal than our team, and we're kind of responsive. That's really if I have to sum it up. Jared is a nice guy, funny guy. They're good guys on and off the field, and I think if you put our teams down on paper, it could go either way, especially with their new pitcher, Barrett, who's a veteran guy. He's not going to walk people. It should be a good game. We'll see. We'll see. We have to hit. We're having a tough time hitting kinds of versus them, so we'll see what happens. That's really what it comes down to.
Menachem, I'll be
Great.
honest. I wouldn't just listen. Obviously, you guys are the defending champions. You guys are in the championship again. When we played you, I mean, I know you guys were missing guys, but I think your hitting has regressed in a sense, no, from last year.
So in some ways, yeah. But I also think that when we never really had a full team. When we do have a full team, which every softball team is missing guys every game pretty
Correct.
much. We're a decent hitting team. When we're missing guys, we're just a below average hitting team, and that's what it comes down to.
Menachem, are you a
Yeah,
good hitter?
I agree.
Menachem, are
He
you a
is. He's
strong hitter?
Sultan of
No,
SWAT.
I'm not a strong hitter.
What did you Sultan of SWAT?
I'm sorry.
The Sultan of SWAT.
Wait, what did you call him? The Sultan of SWAT? What did you say, Joey?
Yeah, you've never seen shoot, what's that movie? Sandlot.
I know what Sultan of SWAT is. That's what they called Babe Ruth.
The
But
Sultan of SWAT. That's what he is. He's a nice lefty.
King Diamenstein, king. He's a king. He's a sultan. He's very royal. But Ira's really the one that hangs out with royalty. Now, Michael, how has the transition been, both in your personal life? I don't mean that personal. I just mean life in from New York to Florida, and how has the transition been softball wise? And is there any correlation between the two?
That's a great question. So I'm not gonna get personal just because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I would get maybe spanked or whatever if I said something wrong. So I'm not gonna. Let's just keep it softball related because that's what we're here for the most part.
Okay.
So
Okay.
softball, um, the first season was a challenge because there was a very big mix of talent all in one pool. Then Joey decided, maybe it was you guys also, that hey, we gotta split it up, two tiers, none of this one tier mix, and it got much better, and hopefully it gets better. I like it that we have diversity. if you know what I mean. And that to me, that to me is great. I love playing with different levels of talent, um, and it's definitely new that I haven't seen in the five towns. So it's different, definitely different.
The diversity, you mean?
Yeah,
You know, it's interesting you say that. I don't know. It could be New York is so it's sort of like a shtetl in a way. I don't know how else to put it. Whereas like when you live out of
But
town,
but Gottlieb,
you
I
just
disagree. You have you have guys on your team that are diverse.
not a lot. It's very little. There's two non-religious Jews like in an entire league. Non-Jewish slash non-religious. Like it's like really two in an entire 2 to 3 in an entire league. You know, out of town, I think there's just even in suburbs of New York City. Like my brother lives in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. There does seem to be a bit more of a relationship between the Jewish community. Maybe even in Teaneck, Joey. Think about how in Teaneck you have like all these from Jews serving on TVAC, and
No, you're right.
there's like no
You're right.
Hatzalah there. Like
You're right.
is there Hatzalah in South? There's Hatzalah in South Florida now, right?
Technically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Technically, what does that mean?
like it's not like they all walk around with their walkies like every other Atzala members, and they always make up that they have calls. I'm not saying I don't respect Atzala, but and they all have their code names like, yo, my name's SF355. You know what I mean? But it's not as profound as it is in Queens and Brooklyn and stuff like that.
Got it.
You shout out Boca. They did a great job. I had to call them a couple times. Unfortunately, they have a very nice infrastructure here. I don't know about other parts, but it's good. But just to bring it to your point, if you invited Tyler Oliveira on this podcast and he was saw the softball diversity, I think there'd be less anti-Semitism in this world.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
What percentage of the league by you guys is, let's say, not Jewish?
It's a good question. I would say maybe 3-4%.
So that's like 7 people out of like 80.
Yeah.
No, not wait.
But I'll be
4%.
honest.
No. What am I saying? If there are 80 people, is that right? I'm not good
It's
at
more
math.
than 4%.
I'd say 10 people are not.
Joey,
Correct.
you're not so good at math. That's like 15%, I think.
I went to TABC.
I'm not so good at math either, but I'm better than you. Avi, by the way, Avi happens to be very good at math. It's very surprising because
Well, yeah,
very,
because he
very-
sucks at spelling.
so his brain made it. He had to get some skill. And then what percentage of the Jews are Orthodox? Is it the majority or
Yeah,
almost all?
for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I would say anyone that's playing in the league that's Jewish is religious.
Menachem,
But I will say
Menachem
though
doesn't
is that
seem
it
as
happens
convinced.
to be-
Menachem doesn't seem as convinced as you, but that's because Menachem doesn't consider Jared Orthodox, from what I heard. Although he made a beautiful bracha, in that video.
He did, by the way. It was really nice.
There's different
No,
definitions.
I
of
will say though
Orthodox
that
in Florida versus
the difference is that it happens to be that in this league, the 10 guys that aren't Jewish happen to be top players in the league. Like there was one guy, Menachem will tell you, this guy Jabi on Smash House, who took Menachem. What was it on the hit the fence on a fly with a clincher?
280 Oppo. I've never seen it before.
Off of Menachem.
Like it wasn't normal.
I remember
Yeah,
it.
it
I was
wasn't
like,
normal.
what? Like, what's going on? But I think he was was he a draft player? Like, was he a college player? He was like something.
Is he a righty or
Yeah, so
lefty?
technically
He's a righty.
he's a righty, but that ball was
Oppo
nuts.
280. Wow.
Dave. It wasn't normal.
Yeah. So I have a sensitive question for you. I know back in the day you were very close with Steve Pollen, and one of the reasons I was asking you about South Florida is he's getting on in years. He's not so young anymore. And I know it's like a slower pace of life down there. There are a lot of seniors. Do you think he would be able to compete in your league, or
He'd be top pitcher. Absolutely. No, he'd be up there. No question.
So there's hope for him despite his advancing age in New York.
He looks like he's 30 and he plays like he's 20. You know what I mean? He's good for him. Him and Koenig and those guys. I'm playing with them for almost 20 years, from 20 years ago, and like these guys, then they got better since in some aspects, if that makes sense.
It's true, by the way.
I do also
It's
think
true.
there's a psychological edge that they have having been around the game so much and having played so many playoff and championship games and having thought through every scenario possible. Um, so, all right,
Menachem,
so
question for you. What would you compare Phil Barris to in the New York League? Who?
So Phil Barrett's is like more of like a knuckleball type of guy. So I wouldn't compare him to anybody HSL related. He's more similar to a guy in the Syrian league, um, maybe some guys in the Muncie league.
can you
But
give us some names? Can you give us some names? You know them offhand?
yeah, so I would say some pitches similar to Solomon from Muncie, who's also an
He
RSK.
he wins RSK every year now, I heard.
Yeah, he's on a great team. So Solomon.
It's a little shade. It's a little shade. I'm kidding.
So he's
No,
like Ernie Adler.
he's on the yeah, there's this guy AB Saka from Sam Sutton's league. He reminds me like that type, but not like Ash Pollen, Koenig, um, not any of those.
Got it. It's interesting, just a little hawk about RSK for a second. Avi told me the other day that they only have 3 teams in Tier 1, and I'm sort of happy about that. And Avi's like, I'm waiting for the call to build a 4th team. He's like, Yossi Rosenberg's gonna call me any day. Say, Avi, we need you to build a 4th team. Avi's too busy to build a team. I don't know exactly what it is. So anyway, I'm kind of happy about it because what's happening is people are building these super teams. They're really phenomenal. Like where you're not like a team unless you have an absolute stud at every position. Like that's sort of the way the direction things have gone in. And I don't know. We have some like Steve is like sort of defensive about the old blue and white league. Did you play in the old blue and white league?
Yeah.
So Koenig was saying one of our podcasts recently, he's like, the defense, the teams are the best I've ever seen. And Steve's like, no, you're crazy. The blue and white league was so much better. But I think that's just his like, oh, the old is better. I do think it's possible. People are constructing rosters so carefully that I mean, it's good in a way, but it's also a little bit meshuggah, I think.
Yeah, times change. It used to be that you were on a team, you stuck with the team, win or lose, and if you lost, you would try to just get better over the offseason and get the other guys. Nowadays, it's more like a very like LeBron situation where you go to a team, you build the best team you can, and you want to win it. You're not really, you're interested in making friends, but it's secondary, I think.
Aha, 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 aha. Oh, that is a very good analysis, which neither Koenig or Steve shared with me. They're both getting older. Their brains are not working as well. They're a little slower. Um, that's really interesting. I was texting with him. I've never been able to actually talk to him. He won't come on the pod, but he was also saying I think videos changed the nature of Jewish softball also, which I thought was interesting. The fact that you can video things has made a difference. I didn't get exactly why, but I guess like people just it made people more competitive or something.
Yeah, I mean when the Muncie League and Sam Sutton, these guys were like the original from 20 plus years ago, and they made highlights before AI can construct things quickly, and they like got guys involved. And when you guys were starting this podcast, I'm like, just copy them because whatever they're doing is working, and you got hundreds of players and super competitive. So
I
we don't.
remember when we had that podcast with you. You said, "Do whatever Sam Sutton does." I didn't even know who he was then. This is going
Uh,
back about 2.5 years.
So if you checked out his stuff, you know that he's doing it, and we
Yeah,
don't
no, I
have.
know him now. I'm a friend of his now. I have him on the podcast. I have a chat with him with some other raunchy people. He's very raunchy, by the way. Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm good. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on it. But we'll get that down here in South Florida. But right now, we're just happy we have competitive softball. I think that's important.
Well, speaking of Sam, I'll appreciate this. Joey's working on a secret project that I can't share yet in
True.
South Florida, and I said your first call's got to be to Sam Sutton. You got to have him down there if you're going to be running this special project. But I'm not going to say what the special project is. It's a secret. All right. Anything else before we go? I know it was very nice of Menachem to take time in the middle of his day. I know he's a big time marketing consultant. Is that what you do?
I don't know what I do. I just try to.
You're just trying to survive the spankings.
I'm trying to exactly. I was trying to work, trying to make, raise a family here, and yeah, we're all in the same boat.
How many kids do you have?
2, thank God.
Okay, very nice. Boys or girls?
1-on-1.
1-on-1. Is your son pitching yet?
He's it's funny, they made a joke in the LBA that some guys texted me like, "Oh, your kid's gonna pitch." I'm like, I think he's too good for your C level or B level that you're inviting him on. Like.
Well, I was gonna say, it's funny. I was gonna say you're getting so much criticism about your step. Maybe you shouldn't be the one to teach him how to pitch. All right, great to see you, Menachem.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. The game's tonight, right?
If it doesn't get rained out, yeah.
What's going on with the rain, by the way?
It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain. So the question is, what's the question?
Are they gonna start it? If we do, at what point do we stop it, or is it gonna be like just a light rain we'll play through? So we'll see what's up.
It looks sunny outside right now. Is that sunlight that I see behind you?
Yeah, it's fine now.
But it's gonna rain tonight. Okay. All right. Hopefully. And any prediction for the game? Any prediction for the game, Menachem?
I just hope we have a nice smooth game. That's the main thing. I don't care. I mean, I care if we win or lose. I think we'll win, but I'm just happy we have it. That to me is more important than.
You're happy that you have this kind of competitive softball.
Yeah, can you imagine going from playing and then not playing? It's a bummer. And then I'm gonna start playing pickleball and golf. Like, I'm not really interested at this point.
All righty, take care, Menachem. Joey, great job. We'll see you soon wherever you are.
Thanks. Take care, man.